god, Stolas is like the worst dad ever. He literally abandons Octavia for Blitz. He's just such a horrible dad. I hate Stolas. But Blitz, yeah, he gets a pass with it. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. People can hate on Stolas all you want, but they always turn a blind eye when it comes to Blitzo. And yes, I will be saying Blitzo for the entirety of this discussion and video. Why? Because I'm using it in a derogatory term. I hate Blitzo. First of all, Blitzo is... oh my god, I hate Blitzo. If people are giving Stolas a bunch of crap and loads of crap and a bunch of shit, you should give the same thing to Blitzo. Let me give you some bullet points as to why I hate Blitzo. First of all, he's a whiny ass bitch. Second of all, he's victim blaming. Third of all, whiny ass bitch. Fourth of all, he's a terrible boss and he's a terrible dad. Okay? Now, first of all, he's the biggest victim blamer in like the entirety of this entire show. There's a whole party dedicated to people who he has hurt throughout his years of 30 years of living and existence. There's an entire party just dedicated to him. And if you don't see that as a problem, yeah, I think you are the problem. He has this whole room of people who he hates, and he has never ever said sorry once. I hate apology tours so much because all of his apologies were half-assed. Hey, sorry for killing you. Here's a basket. Hey, sorry for making the government absolutely despise you and hate you. Here's a gift basket. Like, it's all half-assed. All of his apologies. He doesn't even apologize to Verosica. When he apologized to Stolas, it's literally while he is drunk. While Stolas is drunk. So Stolas has no memory of it. So it's not fair. And not to mention how these couple episodes that feature Fizzarolli, every time Blitzo had a interaction with Fizzarolli, it was I could not watch it. Why? Because we have Fizz over here saying how he was blown up. Fizz burned, lost all of his limbs, but he surprisingly still has his tail. Blitz lost his horns, all of his limbs, and he had to go through years and years of physical therapy and therapy in general because of the trauma and mental and physical trauma that he went through, all because he was blown up. And he also remembers that he witnesses his best friend just leaving him there to burn and crawl out of the burns and ashes. And then Blitzo goes, "Oh, you don't know what I lost in that fire." Yeah, you're right. We don't care. Okay, buddy? We get it. You lost your mom. But that's the thing, though, is that the showrunners don't show Blitz ever interacting with his mom and how the mom treated Blitz or like Barbie. So we have no idea if she was even a good mother at all. So why should we care that Blitz lost his mom? Oh, because it's his mom, so we should care. Okay, and I mean, like, there's plenty of mothers in media that have been horrible moms, but great moms too, like Zuko's mom, for an example. And then there's a bunch of terrible mothers that have existed in media. Why should we feel sympathetic that he lost his mom while we have Fizzarolli over here who lost basically his entire body? No. He, instead of apologizing for saying like, "Oh, I'm sorry for leaving you in the fire," he's just like, "Oh, what about me? What did I lose?" No one cares. I don't care. Oh my god. Not to mention how, like, he's just, whenever somebody has a problem, he has to be involved. Like, him sleeping with the shark guy was completely uncalled for and just weird. And that's another reason why he is a terrible boss. First of all, in the ghost hunting episode, Millie literally says this: "You haven't paid me in a month." I'm sorry, if my boss didn't pay me in the month, I would quit. I would honestly quit if I didn't get paid in a single month. I would quit. And then he even sleeps with the shark guy, which is completely uncalled for. Why? Because Blitzo has this weird fetish with the M&Ms of doing like a threesome. And at the end of the episode, he's just like, "Oh, look at us. We all had sex with the same guy." Okay,
And he's literally just so obsessed with them. And honestly though, if my boss was obsessed with my husband, my wife, I would literally call HR on him. Is HR gonna do nothing? Absolutely. But Millie can sure do something. He is just so obsessed with the M&Ms to the point it's just toxic and abusive. Like, he records them when they're having their intimate moments. He even says that he's just like, oh yeah, I watched those two pork many times. What's wrong with you? He's such a terrible boss. He doesn't pay them. He just squeezes into their personal lives without them asking, without even having consent of, without letting the M&Ms consent to them knowing that he's there. And another thing though is like, he doesn't pay them. He gets into their personal life without consent, and he literally allows Loona to abuse the other employees. That's another reason why he's also a terrible dad too. So a lot of people like to shit on Stolas for openly talking about his sex life and his sex with BLITZOOOOOO in front of his own daughter, and a lot of people like to yell at him for that. Because in this scene in Lululand, he's just like, oh, my big dick Blitz. You know what I mean? It's weird. A lot of people like to call him that on that. However, BLITZOOOOO does the exact same thing. He literally says that in, I think it's the full moon episode or something, he literally says, I'm feeling horny. I'm gonna suck his bird puss in front of his own daughter. Yes, it's his adopted daughter, but that's still his daughter, okay? He literally says that in front of his own daughter, and no one says anything about it. Yes, you could literally look in the background that she does look visually annoyed too, and then she just does say some advice, but she looks uncomfortable in these scenes over here. And I'm so sick and tired of people them just giving away his things. That's another thing that pisses me off, is like in this scene where he's having his whole like trauma about thinking about adopting Loona. Why is it that he's taking her trauma? Don't take her thing, baby girl. Don't take it, because that's her trauma, not his. It's the episode where he's on stage and there he's looking at this pug that he has to give away in the sitcom thing, in the Hollywood episode, LA thing. And I hate it how they were just like, oh well, this is his trauma. How is that his trauma? He just bought her from the pound. That's Loona's trauma. You could literally see that she's visually getting beaten up in the pound prison, whatever, because she has chunks of her ear missing, but they make it into his trauma. That's another thing, like how he's a victim blaming and he's a terrible dad, is that he makes other people's traumas his traumas, and it's not fair at all. Not to mention how he is literally goes to this Beelzebub party that he knows his daughter's at. He goes to this Beelzebub party and he is openly showing what he does. He's literally sucking faces with Dennis, and yeah, that's really weird. Imagine if you walked in and your dad or mom is like sucking faces with somebody else. That would be really, really weird and disturbing in my opinion. And he just does that right in front of her, and then he's like, oh no, I can't fuck Dennis. I need to fuck someone else, like a Monica or an Alejandro. And he says that in front of his own daughter. So if people are going to criticize Stolas for being open about his sex life in front of his daughter, you should do the same thing for BLITZOOOOO, so it could be even and fair. I hate BLITZOOOOO so much. Oh my god, he's a victim blamer. He's a terrible person. He's a terrible dad. He makes everything about himself. He can't take any accountability. Don't even get me started on the accountability part. Oh my god, because if we do, this video is gonna be like 17 hours long. I hate Blitz so much. Anyways, I'm gonna go rewatch the entirety of HAZBIN Hotel and Helluva Boss on Amazon, because I'm not sponsored, but like, I just want to see that animation update. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, I hate BLITZOOOOOO. He's a horrible human being. And I can't wait to see the next season.